The strategies I'd recommend as students develop a research topic are number one, know why you're researching something. Research is an activity, but it's usually for a purpose. And if you don't know and have a really deep sense of why you're researching, you're going to waste a huge amount of time. And that strategy really helps you filter the type of information you get. The other strategy I'd use is to stay away from the computer as long as possible. It's a very easy way to go out and get information, but really researching is the topic of looking broadly. First, you have to have a very divergent process where you look broadly and decide you're converging on the right thing. Because the importance of research is not to do the right thing, but know what is right to do. So really what to do before you get to the computer is have read a couple of books or read a couple of articles that really summarize the information. Oftentimes journals will have kind of review issues or review articles. These are wonderful if you can ask a librarian to track them down for getting an overall sense both of the terminology and where the field is. Once you've gotten a background and you think you know what questions to ask and what the terminology is, then you can go to the computer and use this as a tool to dive deeply for information. The advice I'd give to a student who's given up on finding information on a topic is simply not to be a wimp, honestly. The world is full of information, and it simply means you've not dug hard enough, or perhaps you're asking the wrong questions. Really key to finding information is knowing the terminology to use, the right words in the right order. And usually when you're not finding information, it's because you don't have the exact right words that are leading you down the path. So go talk to people who are experts and have them write down a list of words for you. And oftentimes, particularly in research, there's very particular use of language that's not common in everyday life. You never know when you have enough information, so you can't know when you do. The problem is having too much information, honestly, and how you put that information together. Having, enough information assumes that you're kind of drilling down a narrow hole and you've reached the bottom. And that's not how research is. Research is a branching out process. And so really what you need to do is expand your inquiry if you feel that way. Number one is curiosity. Research is a waste of time unless you're curious about something, and if you're researching a topic you're not curious about, you shouldn't be wasting your time because you're not going to basically have the persistence to ask the right questions. I'd say the other characteristic of a good researcher is to have a finely tuned crap filter, because there is a lot of stuff out there that is completely irrelevant, is biased. Information these days is often put out to serve a purpose. We're seeing that in public life very clearly right now. And part of what you do in research is to get rid of the irrelevant, get rid of what's not important, make connections between the essences. And unless you are able to reject information, and unless you're really curious and interested, you're simply going to take the first information that comes along and call it research.